Hello everyone, welcome to day 264 of playing chess every day for a year. Let's find the game. I'll start this game with e4. We get e5, so I'll play knight f3. We get knight c6, so I'll play bishop c4. They develop their bishop, I'll play c3, trying to play b4. They bring their knight. I can just play d3 here. I can also attack their bishop straight away, which I think is better. I think this is actually better because yes, they can take, but then I take their bishop. I guess in this case they would win a pawn. But I am the one that gets to bring my rook to the open file and just have much more activity. They go ahead and sacrifice their bishop. And I've seen this before, but it's just not a good choice. Yes, this is a check. But I can just step backwards and I'll be fine. Now, which king move is the best? The king is quite safe on e2, but then the light squared bishop can come in and be annoying. I think I'll just go back to g1 for now. Next, I'll bring my queen to try to apply some pressure here. This rook will be trapped in the corner, but I'll be able to move it soon. I guess sacrificing the bishop isn't that bad of a move, but it does give me an extra piece to work with. And now if I can play bishop a3 and push, that would look really powerful for me. They choose to develop their queen. After this move, they have to move their knight, and the knight can go back, attacking my bishop, so I think the best thing to do here would be the good thing about d3 is that even though the knight attacks my bishop, I can attack their queen first, so I'll go ahead and play this. The queen doesn't have any checks or anything at the moment. The knight can just go back. I'll then hit their queen. They go back to hit my bishop. If I tempo their queen, they could probably just move the queen. I can also hold on to the bishop with my own knight, but first I'll go ahead and tempo the queen. I could slide back to hold on to my bishop, which is okay. The queen just slides over. Unfortunately, I can't take her. Now I have the option of sliding back now. I can also just anchor in this bishop whenever I want with h4, although my king would be very weak after that. Best move here, they're trying to take this. I can probably try to remove this knight. If I go here, bishop d5 is a move that saves my bishop. Also gives me bishop e4 whenever I want, so I think this is a fine move. Unfortunately, I can't take with the knight because I lose a bishop, but I always have bishop e4. They go ahead and hit my bishop, but that's not really a problem. If I give away my bishop, if they take, I have this move, tempoing the queen. Also, I can just hit the queen now, and the queen will have to move. The queen doesn't have many squares. I have this move. After this move, they can just take. I am seeing that the queen is almost trapped, but has some squares. If I go here, they just leave. If I take and they take, I can take here. So I win another pawn. If I take and they take, I can just leave. Go ahead and take. If they take here, gives me this. If the queen also moves, I then have this check. Okay, so they just take the bishop first. The light squared bishop first. If I go here and they take. If I go here and they take, I have a check. The king moves. but then I have nothing after. I'll just go back, probably to the center. They come and pin my knight to my queen, it's a good move. Also, not threatening to take. If I push, the bishop has to leave. They're not threatening to take, but this is pinned once they take. I think I can just go ahead and play this move and unpin my knight. We'll add protection to it. Kicking the bishop away is an okay move. I have an extra piece for their 2 extra pawns, which is good for me. That was a hanging pawn, now my bishop is also hanging. I guess queen over. Queen over doesn't work. Knight over, the queens see each other, I protect my bishop. King up is a crazy looking move, and it allows for this. So I probably don't want to play that. Or king up if this I take. Knight back looks fine. I'm attacking the queen, but then knight back they take her. Queen over. I want to be able to remove their queen as soon as possible. They hit my bishop. I don't really have any good moves with him. I could just go back with the bishop. This knight move is terrible because once we trade queens, they can just take and they have an attack. I think just queen e1, holding on to everything, is correct. Losing this, unfortunately. I have an extra piece for 3 pawns, so although material is equal, I think I'm doing much worse here. They have much more activity. They go ahead and take a knight. I could think about taking actually with the pawn, but taking like this defends this, so if I take and they push, that's very annoying, but I just move my knight and I should be fine. Defending this now. I have rook moves to tempo the queen. They bring the knight into the game, attacking my bishop. If I tempo the queen, they just take. If I tempo the queen like this, they can just take with the queen, obviously. Then a trade like this would be really bad. Could bring my king up to defend. Which I think doesn't look that bad for me. Until they're able to kick my knight away, which would be very bad. I think bishop back is fine. Bishop back to f2. Rook d1. Looks good. They actually choose the castle. Now I do see that the knight can potentially be pinned to the king. I could go ahead and tempo the rook, but that just helps them develop it. I think for now, first, I'll bring this rook into the game. I could move my queen over, trying to pin the knight, but I don't really have a way of ever winning it. I'll just tempo the queen here and develop the rook. h4 I think is a move that I have to play to free up this other rook and bring it into the game. And a rook lift could be very good for me attacking this. If the queen goes to c2 to attack this, I think I'll come in and try and attack their back rank. Their queen just leaves. I could take the chance to bring my rook in now. I do really like the look of rook d7 because after h4 and bringing my rook over, I could actually start building an attack on this side. The queen can be tempered with this move, but I don't think it's that good. I'm only threatening a check, which doesn't do anything. I'm honestly going to play rook d7 now and try to build an attack by doubling my rooks. If they ever move this rook, I can also just go ahead and take. Unless they play this move. That's probably one of the best moves that they played. Bringing a rook over. Although here I can take, and if the queen takes... Yeah, I don't have an attack on this anymore. I was thinking maybe if the king took, I could try and attack the knight. I cannot give up the rook for the check. That doesn't really work. It doesn't make sense either. I think I have to go in and accept this trade. The queen takes. I could try to attack this knight. I think bringing a rook in to the attack is always good, so I do need to start developing. Here they have a knight move which attacks this with the queen on this diagonal, but it should be okay for now. If I was able to pin the knight... Okay, so the knight finally chooses to leave. Bishop moves don't really help me here. A rook lift is always useful to pin the pawn to the king, which would allow my queen actually to come to this square and maybe be annoying. Rook g3, this is pinned. Even if they step their king over, I'll probably add my bishop into the attack and try and create some pressure over here. Pushing is always a good choice too. They take a free pawn and that's fine. I'll keep going on with my plan. Which is attacking here. Queen c1 looks like a real threat. Even if they go all the way back. I still think I'm doing well. They develop a knight. I don't have a rook sacrifice unfortunately, but I can make a rook move. Yeah, my rook can freely move around here. If they ever play this, I always have this. Now queen c1 here is still a good move. Except I have to remove the knight now. It's a very annoying piece. I could play knight d2. Knight e4, just attacking this with the check. They do play that move. Now I'm wondering if I should play rook e4. Or actually go ahead and play rook g6. Rook g6 if they bring their queen in. My rook is nearly trapped. I can't give up the rook. I might have to be forced to play rook e4 here. I definitely can't sacrifice. Rook e4 is just not good because I wanted to bring my knight to that square. This is a annoying move, definitely to deal with. If I ever play rook g6, the only problem is they can bring their king or queen into attack. I'll play rook e4. I think my plan will be to bring my queen in, to stop their queen from coming in and to attack their knight. Their knight doesn't have many squares right now. Their knight can almost be trapped. I make a knight move to hit my rook. This doesn't trap my rook, but it's just an annoying move. Because I'm winning on time, I think I'll just slide back here. I could now try to remove their knight and rook lift over. This move doesn't work. Could potentially force a queen trade with queen b1, king a2. That could be good for me, actually. I'm actually going to try and do that. I'll bring my queen to a2 just to force a queen trade. If I can get the queens off the board, I'm the one with 3 pieces against that too. Even though I'm down pawns, down 4 pawns, I should be able to create some danger here. I'm down material trading down, which is not good, but I like the idea. They go ahead and push. Now I can tempo the queen like this. I'm not sure if pushing that was that good for them. This doesn't work because after we trade I lose the knight. I'll just move the knight. Now I'm attacking this almost. Once they move their queen. The knight being here is annoying. Once I remove it, I'll be able to win this. The queen comes in to hit my rook. My rook's already protected. I could attack this. My rook's already protected. This bishop move does not work. I do have a check, which I like. I'll just go ahead and play. If the king moves over, I have this check. King moves all the way to the corner, but... Okay, so this move, I could try to bring my knight in to attack them and just be annoying. If I could only remove that knight, it would help me so much. I'll go ahead and just make this move. They move their own knight, maybe trying to jump in here and win this. If I win this, I have a tempo on the rook. And this also allows my queen to come in. Could come in to attack this, which seems really good. I do like the queen coming in to defend the knight and also defend the rook and attack this. So now I can take like this. I'm hitting the knight twice. I can also just take the knight. So is this better? I win a pawn here. I take, they take, I take. My king is weak, but it's not that much of a problem. Yeah, I can definitely trade him. I could take like this and try to be annoying on this side, which is the best choice, I think. I can always take here, trying to remove the rooks from the board. Queen down protecting this is a good move. It does allow me to build up an attack over here though. So I could go ahead and take, and if the queen takes, that doesn't work, I'll go ahead and play rook h4. I am giving them a check here. But I'm threatening my own, so it's probably good for me. If they check me, I just move. If they come here, that's an annoying move, but I just go back. That's a move I did not expect. If I can't give up a rook, obviously, I can play here. Just trying to attack this. They might struggle to defend it. I think g6 was not a good move. They can give me a check, but I just leave. That actually wins my knight. Wow, okay. Now this is not good now. I'll just play queen back trying for a check. They managed to win my knight, so it was me who blundered. They give a check forcing a queen trade. They're just finding good moves, so well played to them. I could try and go for a check. The king moves, I can win this, so I am down 4 pawns. Terrible situation. I am the one that has activity though. Coming in here guarantees winning a pawn. They have a big majority here, so I definitely need to. After this move. Okay, they're just trying to simplify. I guess I have to take here. I can't allow them to push through. They've kind of allowed me to get behind their pawn with this move. If they take, I still play this anyway. I can actually go ahead and block here. Honestly, I'd take a draw, but I want to play on. Now to here, if they give a check, I go back. This is hanging right now. If they give another check, I just go back. I could also block here, which I think is better. Now this move, I'm threatening to check them. I can also take here now. I have this check, forcing them away. Now I can go, though I don't want to go here. If I go here, they don't have checks. Bring the king in, they have a check. I'll go here and bring my king forward, I think. Now if I lead the pawn, I lose her. If I go here, I'm threatening mate though. If I go here, I'm just threatening checkmate. If they pick up the pawn, that loses. If they check me, I go back. They go for this. I'll just go back. I'll probably try to get behind the pawn. And they just lost the game. So I'm happy I did not accept that draw, because I got a win from this game. So let's have a look at this. And I played with an 84.9 and they played with a 79.6. I had a massive blunder this game, which actually completely threw away the entire game in the mid game. They had 6 mistakes, I had 3. It was in the end game where they blundered and they made a mistake, which lost them the game. Let's look at this. This is Uno mode. Giving up the bishop for a pawn just isn't good. King g1 is best. This wasn't best. I had to just kick the bishop away. It adds too much pressure to my position. I also lose a pawn like this. Castling is not good. They should have castled the other way. Going back is actually best. No trading. Yeah, I had to move the knight away. I lost a pawn like this. We just played the best moves here. These moves are all fine. That's a mistake, because I have this move. Once the queen moves, I have a check. The best move was rook e2, rook e3, just unpinning the rook. Here, this is a drawn position apparently. It's just a complete draw. That's a big mistake from them. I just take the knight, win a pawn with tempo on the queen, and now I'm winning. They defend this. This rook move isn't best. And this is a huge blunder for me. Because I undefend my knight, I end up losing the piece. And I went from completely winning in this endgame with an extra piece to just being down 4 pawns, or even 5. And this is very tough to win. They force a queen trade. And I am down 4 pawns. My rook is much more active than this. I can win some of them back. They actually played very poorly in this endgame. All they had to do was just force some trades, stop pushing pawns. They allow me to pick up far too much. They blundered the game here with this move. They had to just take. This move allows me to remove a pawn from the game and also get behind their pawn, which is what I do. Yeah, apparently I should have just taken the pawn here because no matter what they do, I can go ahead and block, even take. Once I go back, this is just a draw. Now we're completely equal. And I even managed to pick up their pawn. But this is still a draw. All they have to do this game to win is play rook a5 and stop my king from advancing. I stop them from being able to check my king. I bring my king in. And this was their biggest mistake. This rook trade just allows my king to come to g6, which just wins the game after this. So they ended up blundering here late in the game. Let's say I played a move like... Okay, here obviously I would have traded if they went into this. And I get a very nice win here because they blundered an endgame. Otherwise, I think this game was very mixed. It could have gone both ways. I'm happy to get the win. And that's really it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.